Have you ever imagined that the next 60 days could change everything? All of its history? It's not an exaggeration. It's about using each day strategically to create results you don't even believe are possible right now. Perhaps you're thinking, I've tried before, but nothing changes. I know exactly how that feels. I've also felt trapped, watching time pass and life slip away. It's the same, even though I promised myself that everything would be different. But there is a way to break out of this cycle, and it's simpler than it seems. And why now? Because time waits for no one. There are only 60 days left until the end of the year, and until this version of you stays the same or transforms completely. I've been through this, and I know how small, consistent changes can create gigantic results. If you want to finally feel like you are in control of your life, stay with me, because what comes next could really change everything. 60 days. That's all. And then what? Then the year ends, and along with it, perhaps, your chance to change your story. The clock has no mercy. Each second slips away like fine sand through your fingers. While some complain that nothing has changed, others remain silent, doing the impossible with the little time they have. And the curious thing is that time waits for no one. It only observes who has truly understood the value that exists between now and never again. Most people will end the year the same way they started, promising to start on Monday, next month, or when things calm down. But time never calms down. It's a constant storm, and those who wait for the perfect moment only learn one thing, that the perfect moment never comes. Even so, if you're here, it's because something in you has not accepted conformity. There's a silent restlessness, a voice saying that 60 days can change everything if you truly wanted to. So stop for a second. Listen. It's the sound of a clock, marking the opportunities that slip away silently. With each tick, the future draws closer, and the past recedes. It's not time that holds you back, it's the fear of wasting it, because time will pass anyway. And perhaps the right question isn't how much time is left until the end of the year, but what are you going to do with the time you have left? And that's when the mirror appears. Not the one that shows your face, but the one that reveals everything you pretend not to see. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to fool yourself into thinking you're changing? You watch, you understand, you promise that now you will, and then everything repeats itself. It's like running on a treadmill. You move, but you stay in the same place. The problem isn't a lack of willpower, it's the excess of distractions, plans, and voices telling you what you should be. Sometimes, studying, planning, and researching become just elegant ways to postpone action. And the most dangerous thing is that all of this gives the feeling of progress, when in reality, it's just escapism. It's not laziness. It's the exhaustion of trying without seeing results. It's that weariness of someone who has already tried too hard, but never in the right way. You may have done everything they told you to do, read books, written down goals, filled your phone with motivational quotes, but still, you feel like something isn't moving. Because what's holding you back isn't what's missing, it's what's excessive. There's too much noise, too much doubt, too much comparison. There's so much information that you get lost trying to choose the path while time, silently, slips away without looking back. And time won't wait for you to decide. It doesn't stop to give you a second chance. Every day you spend rehearsing the beginning is one less day to see the result. The invisible mirror appears when you find yourself trapped in repetitions you called attempts. And deep down, you know, there's no progress when the movement leads nowhere. But sometimes all it takes is a small snap, a moment of lucidity to break that cycle. And that's when everything changes. Sometimes the snap doesn't scream. It just whispers, but you feel it like a shock in your chest. It's that second when you realize you're tired of postponing your own life.
that you can't wait for someone else to do it for you anymore, that no one will push you into action. It's the moment when your reflection in the mirror becomes unbearable and the question invades your mind. Will I continue to be a supporting character in my own story? That's the instant that can change everything if you let it. The snap is brutal because it reveals what was always there, but what you pretended not to see. The pain of change, which seemed distant, now presents itself as a silent fuel. Every doubt, every fear, every insecurity, all are clues to what needs to be transformed. And the most impressive thing is that the same fear that once paralyzed you can now be the force that propels you forward. The difference between those who remain and those who reinvent themselves begins at that very moment. But beware, the epiphany doesn't make the journey on its own. It only reveals that it's time to act, and that's when the real question arises. And now, how do we transform this clarity into concrete action in the next 60 days? It is this moment of decision that separates those who only dream from those who truly change their story. And it is precisely this newfound energy that leads us directly to the next step, building the map of transformation. Now that the snap has happened, the question is clear. How can we transform this energy into concrete results in the next 60 days? The first step is choose the essentials. Imagine opening your planner and eliminating everything that doesn't matter, leaving only one unique mission.
That can truly change your story. Maybe it's finishing a project you've been putting off, starting to study something that could transform your career, or finally resuming that habit that changes your day. Too many goals only scatter energy. Focus is power, and you can feel that when you find yourself crossing off the first task on your list first thing in the morning. Next, it's time to create rituals, not plans. Visualize yourself waking up, making coffee, opening your habit tracker or app, and completing it. Small actions that are repeated every day. 10 minutes of motivational reading, 5 minutes planning your day, a short walk to clear your mind. These are small gears that added together transform effort into identity. Each action becomes automatic. You don't need to fight laziness because the ritual is part of who you are. Can you imagine yourself smiling as you cross off these small victories? That's exactly where consistency begins to work for you. Finally, turn off the noise and run before you feel ready. Every ignored notification, every moment of focus is an invisible step that no one sees, but that changes everything for you. Visualize yourself opening your laptop or notebook and starting to write even without inspiration, or getting up early to do that workout even when tired. Start small, 1% progress today, 2% tomorrow, and in 60 days, you won't recognize yourself anymore. What once seemed impossible will become routine. 60 days is not too long. It is a life in miniature, and you are ready to live it to the fullest. In the first few days, everything will seem difficult. Your body will crave comfort. Your mind will make excuses, and the outside world will seem to conspire to distract you. Imagine yourself on a plane facing turbulence. Every jolt is uncomfortable, but it's also a sign that you're climbing, rising above what was holding you back. That's when most people stop, but you can choose to continue, because flight doesn't happen on the ground. It happens when you stand firm despite the fear. Discomfort is natural. Every little bit of resistance, every moment you feel like giving up is actually the sign that you're growing.
Remember the small victories from the 60-day roadmap? Now they're starting to pile up, silently, invisible to those who aren't observing. It's like stacking stones on a ladder. Each invisible effort brings you closer to the top, and the view from up there is completely different from anything you've ever known. And here is the most important truth. It doesn't have to be special to achieve it. It's not talent, nor luck, or perfect circumstances. It's simply enduring the discomfort that others avoid. If you persevere, the next 60 days can change your story more than you ever imagined.
And when the plane finally rises above the clouds, you realize it was all worth it, and that your transformed self was just waiting for your decision to continue. While most people wait for January, you're already 60 days ahead. Imagine looking back and realizing it wasn't luck, it was conscious choice, discipline, and small accumulated actions. Every decision you made, every ritual you maintained, every moment of discomfort you faced transforms into a map of achievements that only you can see. Time passed anyway, but the difference is what you did with it. Can you feel the difference? That feeling of looking in the mirror and recognizing yourself as someone stronger, more focused, more capable. The next 60 days aren't just days. They're an accelerated version of the life you've always wanted to live. Every morning becomes an opportunity. Every choice matters. Every small step piles up results that no one else sees, but that you feel in every muscle, every thought, every action. So ask yourself, what will your goal be for the next 60 days? What are you willing to do to look back and say, I changed my story? Because in the end, tomorrow is the most sophisticated trap there is. And the difference between those who complain and those who evolve lies in deciding to act now, before time simply passes by. The time has come to apply everything you've learned here. 60 days can truly change your story, but only if you decide to act. So ask yourself, what will you do differently starting today? What small step can you take now that, accumulated day after day, will completely transform you? Imagine looking back and realizing it wasn't luck, but your conscious decision not to postpone anything any longer. And if you want to delve even deeper into this transformation process, there's a video that will open your eyes. If your future self could speak, this is what they would say. In it, you will discover how your future connects with your choices today and how to deal with life in a practical and strategic way. Don't miss out. Click and watch now, because this will complement exactly what we started here. If this video resonated with you and inspired you to look at your next 60 days in a different way, leave a like. Comment below, what will be your first action to change your story? I want to know if you've made a commitment to yourself. And of course, subscribe to the channel to continue evolving with me. Remember, this is just the beginning of your new version. See you in the next video.